Carbondale. How y'all doing out there? Happy Monday. It's a bright, beautiful, sunny day. My goodness. Some of y'all might have the day off work, like myself, but I came in here to the trusty old WDBX studio so y'all can hear what's up, so we can do Talk of the Town still today. And I have a wonderful guest in here with me this morning. We'll be hopping into that interview and conversation here in a moment. I don't really have too terribly much to announce today. I feel like, a lot happened, and then there's always that little lull. Perhaps we're in a tiny lull right now. But there is something fun tonight for all you theater folk out there. The Stage Co. Congrats on your run, by the way, of Mackinac. I was so sad I didn't get to it, because the first weekend I had obligations every night, and then I got sick this last week. I feel better now, masked up. There's lots of stuff going around, so take care of yourself out there. But anyways, heard it was great. And tonight, there are auditions for Belinda and April Folly in 3 acts. This is a comedy, I do believe, a little lighthearted show for y'all. So auditions are this evening, starts tonight. They're also tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. I'm trying to see here if it says if you need anything prepared. Cold readings. Auditions consist of cold readings from the script in a British accent. You need to prepare your accents for the evening. That's always fun. Maybe watch some Great British Baking Show before you go. That's what I did all weekend. And then I want to say a huge congratulations to SIU. If you haven't seen what they have accomplished, really exciting stuff. They just made the rankings of being an R1 research university. So basically this means that they are just now in the very top tier of research universities in the nation. And this is it's a huge deal. It's very exciting. Makes me extra proud to be a Saluki and extra excited for all of us here in Carbondale. SIU is not just for the students. All of us lifelong learners here get to take advantage of the amazing work and offerings that staff and students do. And it's always been an awesome research school, and now that's really just gonna level up. So just so excited. Really, again, congrats and thank you to all the work from faculty and staff that got us to that milestone here at SIU, here in Carbondale. And just what a cool thing. Go Dogs. We shared about that on our City of Carbondale government Facebook page. So if you want to read up more on what all that entails, go check it out, because really neat stuff. All right. And as you've probably heard, we are expecting more snow this week. Oh goodness, we're all over the place here in Southern Illinois, aren't we? More snow, lots of cold. So very apropos that I have in here with me today, Carmalita Cahill from the Carbondale Warming Center. Hey Carmalita, how are you?
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. Thanks so much for coming in today. I know you have a huge week ahead of you with the cold. And then also, we might be close to the literal coldest night of the year, but also the coldest night of the year, the biggest annual fundraising event for the Carbondale Warming Center, is happening this weekend.
Yes, it is. And we are super excited. Here we sit 5 days out. The past 2 years, we've had beautiful weather for the event. We have had absolutely gorgeous weather. And those who participated, you get the toque, the Canadian term for like a beanie, but those are so warm. And it's almost been too nice to even wear those on those days. So it's been, I'm looking forward to it this week. We have a lot of work to do to prepare to care for those in need during this week. And so we're looking at getting our preparations ready again for that. Opening our overflow to 24 hours instead of 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. for the extra beds. It's going to be detrimental. If what they're calling for is really what's coming, it's going to be detrimental. So I would rather be over-prepared than under-prepared any day.
Absolutely.
And we really just want to say, for our ability to even prepare for that, thank you to our community. Their support with our fundraisers like Coldest Night of the Year, our matching grant that we had last month, has been immense during this, because right now we can go ahead and prepare for this and not necessarily not have to worry, but know that we're going to be okay and be able to continue to care for those in our community. And that's really important. And our greater community allows us that benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It's such a involved, amazing community. And I want to get into some details about the event, and then talk more about just, you know, what all y'all do like day to day at the Warming Center. And I want to also touch a little more on that matching grant. But yeah, first and foremost, coolest night of the year happening this Saturday, February 22nd at Carbondale Community High School. Do you want to tell us just kind of overall what this event entails, how people can understand what's going on here?
You know, I love talking about coldest night of the year. We were the first site for coldest night of the year in Illinois. It's been going on in Canada for, I want to say 13, 14 years. And they have 190 sites across Canada right now that participate in this. And there are 59 cities across the United States, including us, participating.
Okay.
And that's all on the same day and at the same time with the same mission and goal in mind.
Yeah.
You know, to care for those in our community. And we're really excited about this because it brings that collective feel together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as you can imagine, just like when anybody does their work and they're knee deep in it, you do sometimes feel alone.
Sure.
And a day like this lets us know that the small things that we can each do any day to help others out and put all that together, and we can change our world around us.
Man, absolutely. That it really is. It's cool that unity factor of knowing that not just in your city, but that nationwide, internationally to our neighbors in Canada as well, that we're all coming together on that day. How impactful.
It's one of those exciting things to me. I spent a lot of my teen years in the 80s, and we had those things, Hands Across America, Live Aid, Comic Aid, all of these different things where people would come together. We're seeing some of that again now after the wildfires and after different things. But this particular fundraiser to me really embodies an effective way to get the point out.
Yeah.
We're going to take a 5K walk on the coldest day of the year, on the coldest night of the year. We're going to take a few steps in somebody else's shoes. Except we're going to do that with the privilege of leaving a warm environment, knowing there might be some hot chocolate and water along the way, and then we're going to come back into a warm environment with food and fellowship and celebration.
Yeah.
And we have to remind ourselves that the folks that are taking those walks on a daily basis are not always ending their walk or beginning their walk in the same way that we do. So we want to remind ourselves what it's like and really put ourselves in the frame of mind of, I'm taking this walk, but let's remember the things that we don't know. Where will I end up?
Yeah.
Where will I sleep tonight? How will I eat? How will I protect myself from this weather? And those are some of the questions that we answer at the Warming Center. You know, when we're asked what we do, our first and foremost thing is to provide a warm, safe place for people to sleep at night. Number one, first and foremost. And it eliminates a lot of barriers. We're not drug testing. We're not concerned on that. We're concerned on that. But at this moment, and in weeks like this, we want you inside.
Absolutely.
We want you safe. At least if we can provide that level of safety and food and clothing and some sense of security during this weather, then we're doing what we can do.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just so grateful. I've, kind of seen you minimally in action, but seen you in action at the Warming Center. And what I really love about the kind of culture that y'all have developed over there, like you said, like, hey, first and foremost, we just want to make sure that you are secure and that you are so accepting, and you put everyone on your level. I never see anyone in there. There's no power imbalance. There's no, all right, we're saving you and it's just, you put everyone on the same human level, in recognizing that we all deserve the same basic needs, and that first and foremost is security. So first of all, I just want to commend the work that you do and how that filters into the work of everyone involved there.
Well, thank you for that. And a lot of that is our staff. Our staff has to buy into that.
Yep.
And, you know, 3 words that we govern by at 608 East College is humanity, dignity, and empathy.
Yep.
And, when we were looking at things to be our fundraiser, we wanted those 3 things highlighted in what we did. And so that our fundraiser reflected us. And, when we found coldest night of the year, it was really experiential in the format, again, of putting yourself in somebody's shoes and having those feelings of not knowing. I mean, if, we're waiting for the microwave to go off, with impatience, but there are folks that, can't even get to that microwave.
Yeah.
And this is their reality.
Yep.
And a lot of time that same reality brings with it a lot of mental health challenges. And unfortunately, when we open our door, those mental health challenges don't stay outside. They come inside too. And so creating the space for that to be okay, we preach empathy to our guests. If you're upset with somebody for something they can't control, the question is, do they still deserve a safe place to sleep tonight? Well, yeah. Okay then, so how can we work through this?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that's what the base comes down to for us all the time.
That is fantastic. So with this weekend's event, it's people have already been doing the work, right? So it's not just an isolated one day thing. People have been doing the work already.
Yes, this is we generally it's called 3 months of really hard work and then a party at the end. Is the way that it's described, because we start this back at the beginning of December, end of November, getting everything lined up and getting ready, and we spend this time fundraising. At this point we're up to 125 walkers. Awesome. With 29 teams and 30 volunteers.
Great.
And before I left the office this morning, we were at 39,500
okay.
towards our goal. So all of these things working together and coming together to this big celebration. And that's what we're excited about. Let's celebrate taking this time out of our day to show that we have empathy, humanity, and compassion for everybody in our community.
Yeah.
And to me, that's something to celebrate.
Oh, absolutely. And it is. It's, last year was my first experience with it. And I gotta say, it was so much more fun than I expected. I was happy to help. I was happy to be there, support the good cause. But I was like, all right, gotta go spend all day at the high school for this event. Awesome. I loved it. I loved being there. The energy was just so heightened from beginning to end. People come in, people have themes for their teams, so you see little costume pieces scattered about, and it was just awesome.
It is absolutely amazing when you get to the event day, and for me still, this is only our 3rd one.
Yeah.
So every time we get to the actual day, from the first one to the second one to this one, it's like a big excitement for me. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get to look at the decorations, look at this whole vibe of what our community can do together.
Yeah.
This is not just a Carbondale Warming Center event. This is a community event.
Absolutely.
And the Warming Center itself belongs to our community.
Yeah.
They are the supporters of it, and this is them saying, keep going, keep doing it. We support you in what you're doing.
Yep.
We support the guests that you serve. And that is huge. We had we get donations in the mail, and sometimes there's cards, and we got a card from John Rendelman a couple weeks ago, and something he wrote in the card really touched me.
Yeah.
He says that he feels great about living in this community because of the work that goes on in this community. Yeah. And that's huge. That's really huge, because I say that often here. I take pride in living in Carbondale because of what Carbondale collectively does. Yeah. How Carbondale collectively comes together to do things. So it felt like the perfect fundraiser.
Yes.
Let's get together. Let's have this time and celebrate, you know?
Absolutely.
And do these things and reward ourselves and remember, you know, that we have a different level of privilege than some people.
Yep, 100%.
That whatever challenges have faced them, they didn't face them back in maybe the same ways that we did.
Yeah.
And for them, we reach back down on the ladder and we pull a hand up.
Yeah.
And that's what this is.
Yep.
Collectively, our community is reaching back down the ladder and pulling people up. And I mean, if you think of that as a visual, that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think of it and I think of people's faces that are in our center. You know, you're being pulled up by your community.
Absolutely.
I can honestly tell people when they say, I don't feel like anybody cares about me, nothing's going right. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They really, really do.
Yeah.
And that's all expressed by that building being there and open to you.
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's huge for us.
It is huge indeed. Yeah, how wonderful, Carmalita. And it is. It's a cool, unique thing about Carbondale. And what's awesome about the Warming Center is it's not just for Carbondale, it's a regional asset.
Yes, it is. If you and the thing about that is everybody looks at it and says, oh, it should only be Carbondale. But if you're homeless in Pomona, if you're homeless in Cobden, if you're homeless in Elkville, if you're homeless, we have these rural communities here. And one of the things that doesn't get a spotlight is rural unhoused.
Sure.
Because you're not seeing them as much.
Sure. They
might be somebody hiding in a corner of an old barn on a farm.
Yeah.
But they're still unhoused.
Yeah.
And when weather gets too bad, everybody needs to be inside. We have smaller communities around us. We get calls from Lourdes Hospital in Kentucky. We get calls all the way as far north as Chicago. We get calls from all over the place. One of the things that works with agency and dealing a lot of times with social service agencies and when they're dealing with a client is, do you know somebody there? Is there some support you can have someplace? That's one of the first things that they look at if they don't have a location for someone. And if that person says yes, then they send them there. And that person gets to us and they don't know anybody.
Yeah, sure.
They don't know their way around, but what they're trying to find is a fresh start.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a way to restart their lives.
Yeah.
And isn't that what Carbondale is?
Yeah.
When you
absolutely.
come to Carbondale for SIU, you're coming for a fresh start.
Yeah.
You're coming to start a new phase of your life, whatever level you're coming in at.
Yeah.
And that's really what we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know, I just encourage people to think about, you know, with the theme of the fundraising event, of putting yourself in their shoes, think about when you've had a bad day and then it's, you know, maybe late in the workday and everything's going wrong and you realize, oh, I didn't stop for lunch yet. And you've already had a meal that morning, but you haven't stopped for lunch yet. And then you eat, and then how much better. So just the fact that this place, like you said, that can hit that reset button. What a good night's sleep of feeling secure for a moment. You can take your mind off of that worry and get yourself set up to be able to even think about the next step.
Exactly. Because like you said, when we're frustrated, right? And we're all human beings.
Yeah.
We all have similar reactions to frustration.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Except if we're too frustrated and the day goes awry, we can say, okay, I'm done, I'm going home.
Yep.
I'm going to go home, I'm going to shut my door, I'm going to throw my phone.
Yep.
And I'm going to sit for a while and
go all the way
just
home, not worry about anything.
Exactly, and chill. And unfortunately, the guests that we serve aren't granted that privilege.
Yeah.
And that goes back to a question that we came up with before we opened at that site in 2019. The question was, is the issue enough to put in danger where you sleep tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a bad day? We have that question because at that time we were 12 hours.
Okay.
We didn't know what the other 12 hours of your day looked like.
Yeah.
I could speculate good, positive, a balance.
Sure.
But I can't speculate that what will be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah.
So in those situations we ask, what can we do? Is it enough? And there's no wrong answer to that question. If it's yes, it is. Okay, so if you're not going to sleep here tonight, we'll step away from the issue for a moment, go to our first thing. Where are you going to sleep? How can I support you in that? Do you need a sleeping bag? Do you need a bottle of water? Do you need some snacks? Bring my sleeping bag back tomorrow and we'll try again.
Yeah.
If it's not important enough, come on, let's go talk.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't know what happens in people's day.
Yep.
You know, if we even on those days when we get home and we sit down like that at the end of the day, we can't even go through the whole list of everything that got us to that point.
Sure.
It's so overwhelming sometimes. And when you have the greater concerns of where am I going to sleep? Where am I going to use the restroom? How am I going to blow my nose?
Yeah.
How am I going to wash my hands?
Yeah.
How do I wash my person? What am I going to eat?
Yeah.
What am I going to cover up with? What's going to protect me? Because right now I can't protect myself.
Yeah.
And I'm so worried about everything else. My ability that I did have, what little bit to protect myself, is decimating because I have all of these other things on me.
Yeah.
And our goal is to take some of that off.
Yeah.
Relieve some of that weight, just a little bit, you know, to allow just the normal rhythm to come back to you. Just that normal rhythm of going to sleep, waking up, taking a shower, eating. Okay. And realizing that that's going to be there every day, that you're there.
Yeah.
And taking and knowing that you can be secure in that fact.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yep.
And it does relieve so much stress. Think about it when we have a bill to pay or we have something that we need in our home. When we get that taken care of, it's like, okay, now, oh, darn, I didn't vacuum, I didn't do that. All those other little things go to the side.
Right.
Well, we're working on that because our mind is so busy concentrating on one thing.
Yeah.
And we want them to come out of fight or flight.
Yeah.
We've all been in fight or flight. And imagine just being stuck in that gear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, major. I want to make sure that we get all our details about Cold Sign of the Year. As you're hearing it, like, y'all, they just do incredible work at the Carbondale Warming Center. I do want to mention, y'all had an amazing, generous donor do a matching grant.
Yes.
Or a matching donation, in this past December, yeah?
Yeah, December right into the beginning of January, yes.
And so like you said, like that set y'all up for success, so y'all can take a breath to prep for the next thing. But it takes a lot to keep this place running and to serve people. And it has been an intense winter, so I know that y'all are needing more. So how you can help out in getting the Warming Center more of what they need, please go visit cnoy.com. That's the acronym for Coldest Night of the Year. So cnoy.com. And then right on the front page, it will say like location, and click on that, click Carbondale, and you can see all the teams that are registered. And from there, you can either donate to a specific team, or you can just, pick a team at random that resonates with you. You can sign up and join one of those teams. I believe there's like a Warming Center team, right?
Yes, there is.
Anyone can sign up for that team. Or you can donate to any of these teams. And again, like, I know I mentioned that, like, I've been sick this past week. If you're like, I don't know that a big event this weekend is for me to partake in, you can still sign up to walk, and you can just do that walk on your own. You can pledge to walk, or, again, donate, raise funds, get the awareness out there, because this is the Crunch Week. It's really exciting. There's a nice big goal at the finish line, and we're in a good spot with it. I believe that we will meet it, but we do need a little extra push. We need a little extra involvement here. So please visit that website today, right now, later this week, and then if you are feeling up for it and have it in you, please join us this weekend. It really is just a blast. It's really special. I believe registration starts at 4 p.m.
Yes.
Perfect. So you can register day of. If you wake up Saturday morning, you say, you know what? I do want to do that event today. It's not too late. You can come register on site, be your own little walking team if you want, and join in the fun part of it.
Yes. And regardless of the weather, we're walking.
Absolutely. That's
we're
the whole
walking.
thing.
And so, that's the thing. This year I might get to use my winter coat.
Yes.
It'll be exciting, and it's always so great to see everybody.
It really is.
You know, I know I've given the send-off speech often, and it's just an amazing thing when you get to stand there and watch all of your neighbors go out the door to do this.
Yep.
It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And I hope everybody can come out and enjoy that with us.
Me too. It's just a blast. Carmalita, we have a few minutes left here, so I just want to make sure that if there's anything we haven't touched on yet, or just something that you want to share about your life there at the Warming Center or whatnot, that you have that time.
Well, we are excited this week, of course, going into CNOY, and then this week's weather. It's not so much excitement as it is concern.
Sure.
And so we'll be doing a lot of preparations and preparing for that. Just to let everybody know, we're always in need of cups, plates, silverware, hot chocolate, oatmeal packets.
Great.
Every time somebody brings a box of oatmeal with 10 in it, that's 10 people's breakfast, a hot breakfast. And that's huge. We're always in need of those things.
Yeah.
To help keep people going. And this week it's probably going to be a little crunchy over there. It's going to be a little hectic, but that's okay. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And this is what we sign up for when we do that. And we just want to keep our folks safe and help everybody to be safe during this weather. We don't know what that's going to bring, what it's going to look like, what tomorrow morning's going to look like yet. Right. So, we're just in that preparation time, and, I want everybody else to be safe during this weather too, even if you have a home.
Yeah.
Make sure, you've got enough gas in your car, you've got everything, set up in case this is detrimental.
Yeah.
As they're saying.
Absolutely. And what is when can people drop off those donations?
They can drop them off anytime. We're there 24 hours a day.
Perfect. Amazing.
So we can take those donations in at any given time.
Yeah, fantastic. Will you remind people the address?
608 East College Street.
Awesome.
Across right there, the entry right across from the old police station.
Okay, fantastic. Well, truly just thank you so much for your time today, for coming in, and just more importantly, thank you just for what you do in this community, Carmalita. It's huge, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So I hope you feel the love this week. You definitely got your work cut out for you with the weather, followed up by your largest fundraising event.
Well, maybe the weather will cooperate, and we will get a very, cold night. And I think that can tend to be a little bit more impactful.
Yeah, sure.
You're going to remember that walk.
Absolutely.
You're going to remember when you're driving down the road or you see a weather report, you're going to remember that walk.
Absolutely.
And it's going to make you think of your neighbors. And, even when we bring the kids, I always brought my kids with me to work or, the things that I did in social services. And they've all worked in it now.
Yeah.
As adults. And so it really does have an impression.
Yeah.
What we show our kids that we show concern for, they grow up to do the same. So it's a wonderful opportunity to teach compassion too. And I've seen kids there for 2 years in a row that I'm watching grow at this event. So it's really beautiful to see the seeds that we send out here and where they get to go to.
Absolutely. Oh goodness, just thank you so very much. And thank y'all for listening today. And we hope to see you this weekend. Have a great Monday.